Okay. Are we live? We should be live. I just gotta check if the mic is all good. Let me see if like all the proper filters are on. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. Because the thing is, hello everybody. I haven't streamed in a little bit because I've been sick and I'd lost my voice. But now it's basically back, you know. I'm still gonna be like every now and then, but hopefully you'll forgive me. Though I missed our life and I missed streaming, so I am going to stream. But I would like to check if all the audio levels are good. So give me a little moment. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna copy this, get the shareable link. There you go. You might be hearing me double right now. In a bit, like 3, 2, 1. You might be hearing me double right now. In a bit, like 3, 2, 1. All right, yeah, it seems good. But I think my mic needs to be a little louder. So there we go. Now it's probably better. All right, let me announce it in the Discord. Welcome everyone. At Sunflowers, we live, more our live. Hell yeah. All right. Cool. And now, what I will do before starting this game is I want to kind of open the stream on my phone so that I can also have it. Give me a second, because I want to have the chat on my phone. And also, I can just easily check the audio levels on my phone. So give me a sec. Yeah, all right, all is set. Heck yeah, fabulous. All right. So I'm gonna put the phone here, and all right. So I don't know how long I'm gonna play today, but I am going to go as far as I can. So, welcome to Our Life, episode 3. Let's go. Okay, so we had 2 DLCs left in step 1. Let's go with the barbecue one. Let me have a sip of water real quick. You'd been brought along to the big park today, which did an excellent job of living up to its name, its title. The park near your house, with its lonely playground equipment, wasn't even a quarter of the size of the expanse of grass and trees that lay before you now. As it was in the next town over, and too far for you to walk to by yourself, you didn't get to visit it much, and so you soaked up the environment. Another difference between this park and the one in your neighborhood was that this one had visitors other than you, Lizzie, Shiloh, and Cove. Today, it was the busiest you'd ever seen it, thanks to a community get-together, turning people in from all over the local area with the promise of barbecue and fireworks. Your family and Coves were just 2 of many. What seemed like dozens of cars were parked up already when you had arrived. You saw Cove hesitate as he took in the growing gaggle of strangers. By your mommy, Lizzie bounced on the balls of her feet, barely containing her excitement. Alright, so what do? The crowd made you nervous, you couldn't wait for the fireworks, you looked forward to meeting more kids, you'd rather have stayed home, your tummy was already rumbling for the food to come. Even if it was bigger, this park wasn't I'm gonna go with the food one, I think. Because it's like, you're always gonna be excited for food, right? I mean, probably. I don't know. So this one, yeah. It was going to be so good. Mommy had told you that the people running the community event weren't charging for it, but she wanted them to get something in return, which is why you'd not been allowed to touch the beautifully iced cupcakes she had carried on her lap during the drive over. It was a special treat for them. Every time the car made a turn, she'd clutched the box tight enough for her knuckles to strain, much to everyone else's amusement. Mr. Holden's contribution to the party, a huge pack of juice boxes, I was gonna say juke boxes for some reason, was tucked under his arm after being retrieved from the car's trunk. You bet there had been no such dramatics around that cargo getting here in one piece, but the boxes did lack the beautiful shimmer of Mommy's treasured cupcakes.
Okie dokie.
Okie dokie, everyone all said. Should be. Cove, did you put sunscreen on before we left?
Yeah, I always do. You don't have to tell me.
Mr. Holden deflated, his attempt at caring for his son rebuffed, but he triumphed with a smile.
Good kid.
Good kid. I don't want you getting burned or dehydrated either. It'll be a busy day.
Well,
Don't think there's going to be any risk of that second part.
Mom nodded at the tables up ahead, laden with all kinds of food and drink. Interesting. Well, I was gonna read food and drinks. I think there should be an S. It's not a problem. I'm just kind of curious. Anyway, she was right there. There was plenty to go around. The parents headed over with you, Lizzie and Cove trailing after them. A bunch of grown-ups were clustered around there, chatting, but you were more intrigued by what was on the tables. Some of it was familiar. Chilled meat, sliced vegetables, big bags of chips, but there was a lot that you didn't recognize. Your moms had said you weren't to touch the food until they said it was time to eat. So you didn't see the harm in taking just a little. You wanted to listen to the rules. You didn't want to risk getting caught. Gotta go with the third one. It'd be bad if you got in trouble before the event had even started. You saw that Mommy and Mr. Holden had deposited the food and drink they'd brought. Mommy gave the cupcakes one final worried look before turning to you with a smile. Since that's the topic at hand, how about we freshen up with something to drink?
Yeah.
That'd be great. Along with the ones out, there was a giant ice cooler on the ground, stuffed full of cans of soda, boxes of juice and milk, as well as bottles of water. Your drink was? Gonna go with juice. You slurped the sweet juice through the straw until, all too soon, you were sucking up only air. Your little group took a little break while everyone quenched their thirst. Mr. Holden smacked his lips, pantomiming enjoyment. That hit the spot. But you kids should go have fun. You can take your stuff with you and join the other kids playing games.
Just don't go too far from the tables. We'll be keeping an eye out, so don't even think about sneaking off. We're not going to the other parts of the park today.
Lizzie huffed at their comments. They did sound directed at her, but she scanned the surroundings, nodding her head towards a group of kids, like a general directing their battalion. She pointed the way.
Come on, let's go over there.
Cove's mouth was downturned as he looked from the parents and the other adults to the new kids, clearly not favoring either option. But ultimately, he hunched his shoulders and tagged along after Lizzie. I want a sip of water. You guys, if you're also at home drinking something, drink up. You went to play with the other kids too, you stuck with your friends. I'm gonna go with the other kids. Alright. So you followed after Lizzie and Cove, who were waiting for you on the outskirts of the group of parents. Hurry up.
You picked up the pace, moving into a jog, but when Lizzie pelted away at full speed, you and Cove had no choice but to break out into a run. The other kids were out in the field, still at your speed. It wasn't long until you reached them. As you approached, they turned around to greet the newcomers.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Lizzie. That's my little brother James. The one with the cast is Cove. Hi. Cove simply lifted a hand in greeting. There was a chorus of hellos and names from the other kids. One of the kids looked to be about Lizzie's age or older. A couple seemed to be the same age as you and Cove, and there was one tiny little thing with his arms folded over his chest. What are you up to? The first kid, a boy with curly black hair and neon green sneakers, who'd introduced himself as Hayden, shrugged as he looked to the others. Hayden, huh? I don't know. Not much. I don't know. The second kid to pipe up, Lisa, had half her face obscured behind the huge glasses she wore. We haven't decided yet. She glanced wistfully over her shoulder. Following her gaze, you saw the spray of water first and heard the shriek as someone got splashed in the face before you spotted the person shooting them. So in my mind, I was like, heard the Shrek. Because like, if anything's similar to the word Shrek, I'm gonna read it as Shrek initially, come on. Some people are playing with water guns, but there aren't any left. I can't really do like a big variety of like voices, especially if it's like little kids or girls or whatever, because again, my voice is basically back, but it's still recovering. The smallest kid, Noah, grumbled at that. You guessed that was why he was sulking. Spencer, who hadn't said much, patted his shoulder. That's out. A new kid raced over, with a glint in her eyes, and her braids streaming behind her. You spotted the plastic orange pistol in her hand, too late, when the trigger had already been pressed. Ugh. Rude. Hey. Lizzie, who'd been caught first, was fuming. Cove wiped the water from his face. You rubbed at your ear, trying to dislodge the water that had pooled there. What ideas cast? Worried, you looked at Cove's plastered arm. You knew that he had to be careful with it around water. It's okay. The girl simply darted off to find more victims, unaffected by your reaction. She doesn't mean anything by it. Lizzie tutted, flicking her hair out of her face. The girl, not meaning anything by it, didn't change the fact that she'd been sprayed. Cove looked similarly unimpressed. Lisa's face lit up, as she had an idea. Hey, we should catch her. She won't be able to spray people if she's running away from everybody. Yeah. Cove nodded, as the other kids murmured their interest, or lack of it, in the game. That doesn't sound like a good idea to me. Okay, you're not alone. Thanks. Use your good. I don't know. You know what? Screw it. Let's do it. You join the group of kids in tearing off after the girl with the pistol. Spotting you all over her shoulder, she laughed and shot her pistol in the air. Only a couple of drops squeezed out. She swerved, causing discord within your team as someone stood on your foot and you collided with Cove's shoulder. Whoops. He frowned but didn't say anything as he kept an eye on his target. You were closing in on the girl, but you weren't alone. Lizzie's face was set with intent, and the two older kids were hot on her heels too. So you outran them easily. With effort, you weren't as fast as them because they were speedy. You weren't as fast as them because you weren't fast. You moved to the other side to let them pass. You didn't want to win this race. No, let's outrun them. Come on. You rushed right to the head of the pack. You were close, and then you tackled her to the ground. Oof. You did it. The girl who had been caught giggled as she got to her feet, brushing strands of grass from her knees. Smiling, Cove came to a stop at your side. Lizzie whooped Whoopity doop, whoop doo with the delight. Clapping her hands, the boy with the bright sneakers grinned. You're it now. Catch us if you can. Yeah! I'll do it. You won't get away from me. Oh my god, his voices are so silly. With that, you all dispersed, squealing and laughing as you tried to evade capture. The sour mood from earlier had evaporated entirely, replaced by a light and playful atmosphere. Several rounds later, when most of the kids had taken at least one turn as it, the scent of smoke wafted up to your nose. Caught by surprise, water time. Alright. Let me see how that cough sounded on stream. You know, it wasn't bad, I think. Cool. I guess the filters adjust the volume if it gets too loud. All right. There we go. Cool. Caught by surprise, you looked up and found that the brilliant blue of the sky had turned orange as the sun sunk down on the horizon. With all the excitement, you lost track of time completely. Looking over, you saw people standing over the grills and poking them to life. It was nearly time to eat. We should get over there. I'm so hungry. Who's Spencer? Our parents are at different spots. Yeah. What am I doing with the voices? So silly. Anyway. Bye. It was cool playing. Yep, bye. See you. You waved goodbye to the other group of kids before hurrying over to your parents with Lizzie and Cove. A tickle unfurled in your throat, growing more persistent as you came closer to the source of the smoke. As the three of you approached the tables, your parents spotted you and came to join you halfway. You tried to greet them, but another cough obstructed your words. Woof. Why are you woofing? That's quite a cough. Are you alright, sweetie? You nodded confidently. I'm fine. No, you shouldn't. I'm fine. Are you sure? No one needs to go up to the girls if they don't want to. Just let me know what you need. There was no response from the other two kids there. Here. I can get it myself, Mommy. I can do it. You marched over to the grills. Can you get it for me, please? Could you get it for me? You hung your head. I can get it myself. Alright, but tell me if it gets too much for you.
So,
The main thing being served is kebabs. You can have whatever you'd like on it. There's different meats and veggies. As you approached, you found the vast array of bits and pieces ready to be skewered and served up. You chose, or what did I choose? Let's see. I'm gonna choose shrimp. I love shrimp. Oh, I can add more. Yes, shrimp and peppers, and onions, and sure, zucchinis is fine too, and that's it. Sounds good to me. Hell yeah. The veggies will be good for you. Order given, you waited for your food to be ready. Lizzie headed towards you, having issued her own request. Hi again. I heard what you ordered. I'm getting a chicken kebab with all 3 colors of peppers. Hell yeah. Noticing that Cove approached, she turned to him. What are you having?
why?
Why does it matter? I don't know. I was just asking. I'm getting beef and shrimp with all the vegetables except onions. Lizzie hummed while evaluating his response. That's okay, I guess, but chicken is definitely the better one. And you can eat all the chicken. I'm going to. What is these conversations? Lizzie, you always initiate the most awkward of conversations with Cove especially. And you know what? It's not just Lizzie. Like Cove as well. Like they're kind of funny together. I want some of the chicken too. All the chicken in the world. Chicken is the worst. Yeah, this is a stupid argument. Fact. Chicken is the best choice. I'm gonna say this is a stupid argument. Yeah, it is. It isn't an argument. We already finished. Oh my god. Lizzie peered over to the grills where the kebabs were being handed out. A growing assortment of kebabs collected in your parents' hands. They're coming over. Don't get jealous of mine when you realize you made the wrong choice, Cove. I didn't make the wrong choice. There isn't a wrong choice. We all made a good choice. Same to you, Lizzie. You sighed. There isn't a wrong choice. It's just what kebab somebody eats. The person serving gave your mommy one final kebab. Then your parents moved over there to rejoin you. Between them, they were carrying 6 kebabs, one for each of you, one for each of you. Yeah, I read that correctly, including Cove and Mr. Holden. We've got the goods. Cove's daddy is looking for a place we can sit. In the meantime, they began passing out the kebabs to their rightful owners. Lizzie smiled smugly as she received hers. These are pretty big. Be careful not to drop it. Try not to poke yourselves with the ends either. They're sharper than you might think. Hearing that, you tentatively pushed the tip of the skewer against your finger. It felt like the point of a newly sharpened pencil. Though it didn't hurt your hand, you wouldn't want it scraping the roof of your mouth or jabbing your tongue. Mommy chuckled her tongue. What? What? Oh, Mommy clocked her tongue. Chuckle your tongue, everybody. It would have been nice if the options were a little easier to manage and less messy to eat, especially for smaller kids. There aren't even plates for everyone. So we could set the food down for a second.
True.
That's what you get for the price of free. But we can hack it, right? Lizzie nodded her head vigorously, clutching her kebab like a trophy. Your parents led you back to the tables. It was immediately evident by Mr. Holden why Mr. Holden had been sent to scout one out. The benches had quickly filled up as people got their food. Mr. Holden was standing over a corner section near the edges of the sitting area. He beckoned your group over to join him. You clambered onto the bench, taking care not to let your kebab slip from your fingers. Further along the table, Cove perched next to his dad while Lizzie took the space next to you. Water time. Everybody sip a little bit of water. Your mom passed the final unclaimed kebab to Mr. Holden.
Thank you.
Thank you. This looks delicious. Thank you for getting us a space out here. Everyone tucked into their food. You gobbled it up eagerly, only partially obstructed by the awkwardness of eating from a skewer. Running around with the other kids had helped you to work up an appetite. Mr. Holden, what do you do? Well, I do a lot of things. Great. Do you play golf? Only if you count mini golf. Ha ha ha. One look at Lizzie's stricken face confirmed that she did not. She could enjoy the occasional round at a mini golf place, especially if she had an audience to impress, but your sister took her passion very seriously. Even then, it's been years since I gave it a shot. Cole groaned at the feeble pun. Ay, ay, ay. Mom chuckled. Now it says chuckled. You weren't sure if she was responding to the joke, Cove's annoyance, or Lizzie's offense.
Don't worry about it.
Just as well. She'd be dragging you out to the green every week. That's because of God dedication. You need a good drive or two to get far. Mr. Holden nodded. Clicking his tongue in appreciation, Cove looked from his father to your sister, lost in the conversation. Outclassed in golf and wit. I don't get it. I wouldn't get it either if I didn't live with her. I have to hear this stuff all the time. You should give real golf a try. Maybe I'll even teach you some tricks. Don't try to change my dad to be more like you. Lizzie gave Cove a dirty look at the accusation.
Mommy felt the need to move the topic ahead before it got heated.
Oh, nice.
That's really sweet of you, but I'm sure Mr. Holden is busy. He might not have time for another hobby. Yeah, I'm definitely busy. I don't think I'm made for that. Still, the offer is appreciated.
Why?
Then tell me something you really do already. You just go what? You just go away every day.
I like scuba diving, though with the business, that's more work than play these days. Surfing and reading, snorkeling. There are lots of things Cove likes.
Oh wait, what? Those are things Cove likes. Wow, it's a good thing you live by the beach. Cove likes.
Mr. Holden
Exaggeratedly puffed out his chest.
What can I say? My boy's got good taste. He takes after his dad in that way.
The sun had been setting when you'd got your food. And by the time you'd finished, night had truly fallen. Your sticky fingers were the only remaining evidence of your meal. The kebab had been a great combination, more than the sum of its parts. The seasoning of freedom, to choose every ingredient yourself, was what made it something to remember. Rising from the table, Mommy held up her water bottle. Okay, now that the food is gone, you've got to wash your hands.
Okay.
James, Lizzie, please hold them out. Lizzie complied, coming over and cupping her hands together in front of her. Mommy splashed some water over her fingers, and Lizzie rubbed them together, working off any residue. Here. Mom passed her a paper towel from her purse, and Lizzie used it to dry off her hands. Your turn, James. You readily held your hands out to catch the water. Begrudgingly, just, you know what, let's be good, let's be good. Copying Lizzie, you wash your hands, taking care to clean every crevice between your fingers before wiping them dry. Nearby, Cove had taken his own course of action, wiping his hands on his pants and leaving a stain where his fingers had been. Mr. Holden shook his head. Let's clean that off, pal. He scrubbed at the fabric with a scrunched up napkin. Dad, it's not that bad. Bad? Wait. Oh my god, my brain was like, I had a weird brain thing going on right now. I was like, it's not that bad, Dad. And I was like, wait, is bad backwards dad? I was like, whoa. But like, no, it's just dab, which is an old meme at this point. Does that ever happen to you guys? Like, for some reason, you're like, whoa, I just realized something cool. But then it's like, no, that's just not what it is. When everyone was cleaned up for as clean as they could be, with the limited facility, I read that right, okay. With the limited facilities, Mom spoke up.
Let's go.
Let's go make one last check at the coolers and restock on drinks before the fireworks show. No time. We have to get a good spot. Everywhere is gonna be taken.
How about I go ahead to save space again? You can meet up with me in the field after getting the drinks.
Then I'm going with Cove's dad. I'll find the perfect place.
Okay.
Sure thing. I could use an extra pair of eyes.
Mommy shook her head ruefully at Lizzie's even more enthusiastic than usual attitude.
That's fine.
All right, me, Cliff, and Lizzie can go find a place to sit. Pam, Cove, and James, do you want to go get drinks? Okay. You nodded. You nodded, yeah. As Mommy, Lizzie, and Mr. Holden headed off into the wide, open field where the fireworks were being set up, you joined Cove and Mom in returning to the cooler, where you'd picked up drinks earlier. Even as you approached, you suspected you wouldn't find much in it, where it had originally been stocked to the brim. It was now half empty. The ice, which had cushioned the drinks and kept them cool, was largely melted, with only a handful of pieces floating like tiny icebergs. Slim pickings. The drinks that remained looked to be bottles of plain water. That's good still. But you caught a glimpse of something more colorful in amongst them. Oh shit. Mom rummaged around in the cooler, excavating a couple of juice boxes from the bottom in the process. Aha! James, Cove, you can take one of those if you want. The perks of helping. You took a juice box for yourself, you took only water bottles. You took a juice box to share and a water bottle to yourself. For yourself. The third one, hell yeah. Cove hesitated but decided to take a juice box for himself. When you were each loaded up with your chosen drink, plus an extra bottle or two for someone else in the group, Mom's phone started to ring. She juggled the water bottles over into the crook of her arm and looked at the caller. It's Mommy. It's Mommy. Hold tight while I get this.
How are you?
Hey hon, how's it going? Did you find our perfect spot already? She nodded along to the call, punctuated by ahas as Mommy sorry. Still not fully recovered yet, of course, as I said. As Mommy gave her directions, catching your eye, she gestured towards the grassy area. Let's have a sip of water. We've got a place, come on. We'd better hurry up. Or hurry before the show starts. You and Cove jogged after your mom, who led through the field, and the separate groups of people assembled there, back to the rest of your families.
Hello.
Hello, we're here, and we come bearing drinks, though there wasn't much left. The three of you handed over the spare drinks. You held up the extra juice box. I bought this for someone.
How sweet.
You're so thoughtful, James. Despite Mommy replying expectantly, there was just one person who made a claim to the sweet drink. Can I have it? Okay. Thank you. I love you, James. Oh. So cute. Oh, you two are a real pair. Once everyone had been equipped with a beverage for the big event, you sat on the grass near your family and waited for the magic to begin. Most people in the dark had taken a seat now, with a few stragglers silhouetted back at the tables in the distance. Oh. Wait. Oh, there we go. A few rambunctious kids were still dashing about, but their number was steadily decreasing as their parents called them over and restored order. Someone bearing a cardboard box weaved between the groups, pausing every so often. You nudged. What am I saying? It's nudged. You nudged Lizzie and pointed. What are they doing? It looks like they're handling something out. They're handing something out. Jeez, I can't make out what it is.
What's pickle?
I hope it's not drinks. It's pickle juice. Mommy chuckled, but Lizzie and Cove were now watching the best tower of mystery goods keenly. Are they gonna come to us too? Mom softly put her hands on top of your sister's shoulders, as if she feared Lizzie might bolt over to the stranger. Lizzie didn't even glance at her, eyes locked on the potential prize. I don't know.
In that case,
We'll have to wait and see. You were intrigued, you didn't care. Sure. Life's too short to not be intrigued. Studying the man with the box closely as he gradually meandered nearer, you could make out that he was handing out small items to most of the groups he stopped at. They seemed too short to be water bottles, but beyond that, it remained a mystery. Doom doo doo doom doo doom. Give me a sec, guys. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Okay. Then in the Then the boxman made his way to your group. Evening. I'm handing out dessert. Dessert. Jesus. I'm handing out dessert. Any takers? There's dessert. Lizzie squealed, hopping up off the ground. The man chuckled. I'm gonna take that as a yes. Ice cream's on the menu. Vanilla flavored with a twist of either chocolate or strawberry syrup.
Nice.
Nice. None for me though, thanks. Same, but the offer is appreciated. I want chocolate. Can I have strawberry? And a strawberry for me too, please. Now you were going to have to make a decision, chocolate or strawberry. Chocolate. I'm gonna have strawberries or chocolate. You pulled on your mom's shirt and whispered that you wanted strawberry. No. No, let's have chocolate. I mean, I'm not a fan of either, really. I love strawberry the fruit, but I'm not really a fan of the flavor. However, chocolate is like fine, whatever. I'm really basically neutral to it. But I think it's better than strawberry for me. So, reaching into the box, the man brought out the requested ice creams and tossed them out. It came packaged in a little plastic cup, complete with a wooden spoon stuck to the paper lid. The condensation wet your fingers in a pleasant way.
Thank you.
Thank you. Kids, are you going to thank the nice man too? There was a chorus of thanks. He cordially nodded and walked off to another group. The man couldn't spend much time with each group, considering how many he had to get to. You peeled back the tab that covered the ice cream and got right into your unexpected treat. It tasted amazing. Lizzie was definitely enjoying hers, Cove was too. Lizzie munched away happily, but it ultimately didn't succeed in monopolizing her attention. Eyes wide, she looked at her mommy and pulled on her pants.
Please.
I didn't get strawberry. Can I have some of yours, please?
Of course.
Lizzie cooed with excitement as mommy presented her with a dollop of the ice cream and syrup mixture. Licking her lips, Lizzie tapped it up. Lizzie lapped it up. There we go. Mommy, come on now. Lizzie has all the ice cream she needs. She simply laughed and pinched Lizzie's cheeks, then dug her spoon in again and held it out to you. I just can't resist. James, would you like some of mine? Oh, it's fine. She's got a full cup of ice cream to eat already. But that's not the same as getting a little extra from your mommy. You've passed on the bite. It's fine. See, James knows how it is. It doesn't hurt to ask. Cove watched the exchange silently with a blank expression. Mom, on the other hand, shook her head, a fond smile on her face. Well, you better at least give me some too. What the You could have gotten your own if you wanted ice cream.
What?
What? The kids have ice cream already and they're getting some of yours to boot. And I have nothing. Now is when you decide to be firm. Laughing, Mommy fed some ice cream to your sulking mom. She could never actually follow through with being tough. There, all better now. Yes. Cute. Good. How about you, Cliff? Would you like some? Nah, I'm still okay, but thanks for keeping me in mind. Cove, it's only fair that you should get the choice too. Cove shook his head firmly, concentrating on his own cup. Mommy smiled. Okay, as long as no one is feeling left out. Mommy was always so nice to everyone. Then, the first firework cut through the sky, whistling as it ascended until it hit the crescendo with an explosion. The park flashed as if alight. Squealing, Lizzie leaped to her feet, her forgotten ice cream tumbling to the ground as the firework crackled into tiny drops of glitter in the sky. It's starting! Everyone else looked up to the sky as another firework whistled through the air. With each explosion, Lizzie would jump into the air. It was thrilling, it was impossible to hear. The loud noises hurt your ears, it was kind of neat. You shrunk. Yeah, it was nice. It was nice. So the first one, I guess. Cove sat by his dad, captivated by the sky sparkles and flashes overhead. Mr. Holden watched the fireworks scene impassively. He did smile at you and even gave you a thumbs up. When he noticed you looking over, Mommy hopped to her feet, pulling Mom with her, pushing her into joining Lizzie. Pushing her into joining. Oh, there we go. So there must be a period there, I guess. Lizzie into joining Lizzie in. Oh, never mind. I get it. So Mommy hopped to her feet, pulling Mom with her, pushing her into joining Lizzie in jumping up in tandem with every crack of a firework. Every crap of a firework. Mommy then bent down to offer you a hand up too. You decided to quietly watch from the ground. You got up to join your family. Yeah, this one. Wait, what was the third one? You got up to join your family, beckoning for Cove to join. Yes, that one. Cove ignored your invite. Come on. Choosing to stay outside your circle. You brushed his rebuff off easily. Washed away by the way your mom's face lit up, literally and metaphorically, as you approached. The four of you shrieked. Again, the four of you shrieked and leaped along with the sparkles in the sky, not trying to contain your joy at experiencing the sights together. The fireworks continued, some twisting like the coil of a spring as they arched into the air, others shooting straight from the ground and shattering into a million tiny specks. Every color got its spotlight in the show, from fiery reds to eerie greens. Water time. God, I don't know how much I can do the stream because my voice is like, I think it still needs to rest, but I kind of wanted to get a stream in anyway. Every color got its spotlight in the show, from fiery reds to eerie greens and blues that could rival the ocean. You eventually noticed that at some point Mr. Holden had let Cove perch atop his shoulders, or more likely, Cove had to be persuaded to give it a try. Still, Cove's face was covered with a wide smile that matched his father's own. You imagined the view from way up there was pretty impressive. It was also nice that they were getting along for once. The show built up to a grand finale that bottomed. Great, yes, the show bottomed. That boomed over the park. The show bottomed as Shrek was topping. Boomed over the park and filled every inch of the sky, the twinkling lights representing the full spectrum of the rainbow. As the final glittering embers dissolved into the night, you released a deep breath. The after image was still burned on your retinas, leaping up behind your eyelids with every blink. Within a minute, the image had been lost, but it was burned deeper still in your mind. You'd been so focused on the show that your foot had gone numb beneath you, and it was only when you attempted to stand that you felt the tingling sensation of blood rushing back to your toes. Cove was on the ground again, your eyes locked momentarily. Then you turned back to your family. The news that Cove and his dad would be coming with you to the once-a-year event hadn't been great. Huh. Why? You could admit now that it hadn't been as bad as you'd feared. Oh, okay, it wasn't great, okay. But it would take far more than not actively ruining one event for you to consider Cove a friend. Wait, really? Though the sun had gone down long ago, the air on your bare arms was warm. You took in your giddy family. Their spirits, buoyed? Is this buoyed? Buoyed by the firework display and smiled. This had been a pretty special night. Heck yeah, man. Alright, so how long have I been streaming? Like 44 minutes. Ugh. God, it's short, but like my voice is shot. I did get some Patreon stuff done today. Because again,
it has like a limit right now. Like if I use it sparsely and with limits, then it's fine. But if it gets tired too quickly. So I guess I should maybe not exhaust it, you know. So my apologies for the super short stream. And I will see you guys in the next one, hopefully soon. But again, I don't want to like ruin my voice, so I'm gonna be considerate of it. So thank you for joining. Wishing you a beautiful rest of your time zone, and goodbye.